Hey guys, I brought my Daniel Defense M4V7 pistol out today for a quick video. This is more of a setup video than it is a review. I just kind of want to talk about how I have my particular pistol setup. And real quick before I get into that, just wanted to go ahead and bring out a little bit of extra eye candy. Today, sitting on the table alongside this pistol will be my Beretta 92G Brigadier Tactical from Wilson Combat. It's unloaded, but just want a little bit of extra eye candy for you guys. So there it is. Now back to the pistol. I'm going to start at the back and work my way forward. The pistol came with a fixed position SBA Tactical Brace, but I've since swapped that out for this SBA3 folding brace. It's kind of a no-brainer. It gives you a little bit of extra functionality. 3-position collapsible brace, and it's just more comfortable to shoot than that other brace was for me, because I need that extra length of pull, and this gives me that option. I added a Lunar Concepts split fix. If you've had any experience with these braces, you know that there is a split that runs down the middle here, and it folds in on itself and makes it uncomfortable to shoot from the shoulder. So that split fix kind of takes care of that, holds it together, and it can be undone to help you shoot it from the arm brace position if that's what you want to do, which I don't. Up ahead from that is the Larue Tactical folding adapter. I don't use it much. My bags all fit this pistol just fine, but it hasn't given me any reliability issues, so I'm going to leave it there because it's an option to use if I ever want to. The button's on the other side. You just push it in and it folds right around. That came with that from the factory, if I didn't already mention that, so that can stay. Down from that is the Daniel Defense factory pistol grip. It's rubberized, and it works. I prefer BCM and Magpul grips, but I didn't really see a need to change it out. It works fine for me. Maybe down the road I will, just because of my preferences, but till then it works. Up from that is the Radian Talon safety selector. It is ambi. When you buy that on their website, you can choose what size selectors you want on each side. On my left side, I put the long because I am a righty, so that's the side I'm usually using. And on the other side is a medium. So, good selector. You can also make it a 45-degree angle throw, but I don't have too much experience with that, so I shoot what I know, and it's comfortable for me, so that's what I use. Next up is the Geissele trigger. This is the SD, I believe. This rifle is unloaded. Let me go ahead and prove that to you. Empty Lancer mag and nothing in the chamber. I'm going to go ahead and show you how this trigger works. If you don't have much experience with Geissele's, these are great triggers. A real upgrade from standard mil-spec triggers. I think it's a 3.5, maybe 4-pound trigger. 2-stage with this one. This is your first stage, and then the break. Right there. Real clean break. The reset. Right there. Audible, tactile, and it's just phenomenal. Really helps with accuracy, and it's just more fun to shoot than a standard mil-spec trigger. If you've shot one, you know what I mean. If you haven't, I highly recommend it. The Geissele Maritime bolt catch is riding just on top of that. It's nothing special, just gives you a little bit of extra room to manipulate the release and catch, and it's textured. I've been meaning to try out a bad lever because I don't have any experience with those. Anybody that shoots a lot will tell you that those really are worth the money, so I got to get into one of them and start, practicing that method. but the standard stuff has always worked for me. Going to go ahead and move forward. Up here is the Daniel Defense Factory rail. I think they call it the MFR rail. It has a nice solid lockup, and it is M-lock. My only issue with it is these QD points here. For whatever reason, and the same can be said for the other QD points on the other side, they will not accept my QD points on any of my QD slings with QD attachments. I don't know if it's out of spec or what, but I had to go as far to throw on a Magpul QD adapter right up there on the Picatinny rail, and all my QD stuff works fine with that adapter, but for whatever reason they won't lock into place on these. I go to lock them and then they just slide right out. Doesn't make any sense. If you know something I don't, please fill me in, because I'm at a loss for words. The rail itself is real lightweight too, which is a bonus. So don't get me wrong, it's a great rail. I just wish these would work. I have BCM rail covers on the M-lock slots here. It helps with heat shielding, and I think it looks cool too, which is important, as we all know. Below that is a Magpul angled vertical grip. Now, I looked into it before I did it, so don't nobody go freaking out. The ATF isn't going to get me. As long as your pistol is at least 26 inches overall length, then you're good to have a vertical grip on it. Now, I'm not a lawyer, so if you end up doing it and you get in trouble, don't say that I told you that it was okay, because, you know, maybe I really don't know. But from the limited research I did in the very confusing world of ATF gun laws, I'm pretty sure this is okay. Maybe one day an ATF agent will come around the corner and get me, and, you know, I'll just have to deal with it then. But for now, it stays. Up from that is a Surefire warcomp. I don't have too much experience with it because I'm mostly shooting it suppressed with this can, a Surefire RC2. Great can. There's lots of reviews out there, and they'll all tell you that this is a rugged can, goes forever, and it just makes the shooting experience a lot more fun, if you ask me. So that's all there is to say about that. Gonna go ahead and come back over here to the upper. We kind of looked at this a little bit earlier. The Radian charging handle. This is ambi, and it's also the model that has gas ports or gas vents along the front, which you won't be able to see. But the point of that is to redirect some of that gas away from your face when you're shooting suppressed, you know, to hopefully help you out a little bit. But I don't know if it works all that much. I haven't shot it side by side with another charging handle, so I just can't say for 100% certainty that it works like that. But as a charging handle, I can say for sure it's a great charging handle. I love it. It's smooth and it's easy to operate from either side. Great option. A lot of other gun tubers will tell you the same thing. On the top here for sights, I have the Aimpoints there, but real quick, wanted to mention the Daniel Defense fixed iron sights. I use them as a point of reference when I'm finding my red dot, and they work. I prefer folding, but I wanted to try something new, so there they are. The Aimpoint, which is what I'm usually using, is the H-2. A little brother to the T2. This one just doesn't have night vision settings, but I don't run night vision, so that's not an issue for me. The brightness settings are all pretty much the same for normal vision shooting, and the battery life is the same, 5 years. I think just the only other difference is that it can't be submersed as far as the T2 underwater, but that's also okay because I don't go swimming with this gun. So it works for me. It is sitting on a Larue Tactical, let's flip it around for you, a Larue Tactical QD Mount. I like these mounts a lot just because I prefer the system over a lot of other options out there. It has this little button right here. It's more of like a lever, It pops out, and now you can swing it around, and this comes loose. See, there you go, it's loose. But swing it back down and lock it in, and it's not going anywhere. That really works pretty well for me. So I do need to tighten that down some. I'm making myself look silly with a little bit of wobble there. Well, yeah, just a little bit, but I've had no zero issues, so it's a good mount for me. Only issue I do have with it is that it is a full coat in this mount, and that was my own fault. I wish I'd gone with a lower 1/3 option, because I really do have to bear my cheek down into this brace back here to find that red dot, and I'd rather be able to just pull that gun up to me, to my head and my eyes, and find the red dot right away without having to work for it too much. And with optics sitting a little lower on your gun, you kind of have to look for it a little bit more than you do with a higher mount. So keep that in mind. The bolt carrier group I'm running in here is also a Radian. This is their diamond-like coated bolt carrier group. Makes it really slick and easy to clean, which is why I wanted it. It had about 250 rounds through it the other day. Not an awful lot, but enough to have it dirty. I took it down, wiped it off, didn't use any solvents or anything, and I mean, the thing looked slick and brand new. It was just amazing how easy that was to clean. So it's definitely worth the money, and reliability issues, none. So it runs great. Dental Defense bolt carrier groups are also great bolt carrier groups, but I just wanted that extra lubricity and you know, sheen that you get from this Radian bolt carrier group. Looks nice in there too with the logo. I have not changed out the mag release button because it works. Unless I see something out there on the market that's just going to totally revolutionize the way you eject magazines, I don't see a need to change it. It works, so that's where I am with that. The only other thing to cover on here is this piece that I have at the front, which is a Kinetic Development Group a quick detach M-lock point. Basically just adds this 45-degree Picatinny rail to any M-lock position that you want there. Pops on and off, super easy, and it's really sturdy. I usually have a scout light, Surefire scout light on there, but right now it's serving on my home defense rifle, my Mark 18. So it goes back and forth depending on what kind of shooting I'm doing with that rifle that day. So that's it, guys. Not much else to talk about on here. I usually run range ammo through this. I don't know, like I said, it's not serving in a home defense capacity, but I have run defensive ammunition through this. Soft points is what I like to shoot, so I've run about 500 rounds of Spear Gold Dots, 64 grain soft points, and they are fantastic. No malfunctions whatsoever. I love that. That's my go-to round for defense. I did run Winchester, I think it was 62 or 64 grain Ranger soft points, and I had some issues with those, but I don't think that's the fault of the gun. It's the shape of the soft point on that particular bullet, and I've had experiences with malfunctions, not just in this pistol, but in other rifles as well, with that ammunition. I don't think this this pistol has given me any trouble as far as reliability, just on its own. It's always been ammunition related. But that's it, guys. As far as it comes to this pistol, I really enjoy it, and it's mostly a range toy for me and an experimental piece. I add and subtract different things to it just to see how I like them. So if you have any ideas of things I might want to try, go ahead and sound off down in the comments, and I'll look around. I'm always willing to try new things and see what works for me. So let me know. Again, guys, I appreciate you watching. If you have any other questions or comments, send them off down below, and I'll get to them when I can. All right, I appreciate you guys. Be safe.